apart, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing a fool? But one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Well, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about this squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Yes, and show them the way that you feel. I know things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I'd like to do to you, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Yeah, show them the way that you feel. Oh, yeah. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. They say you never shower the people you love with love. They say the rain must fall that you feel. Just like a pouring rain. People you love with love. Make it rain. Show them the way that you feel. Make it rain. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Oh, yes, make it rain. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Right there. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel.
Let us turn our thoughts today to Martin Luther King and recognize that there are ties between us, all men and women living on the earth, ties of hope and love, sister and brotherhood, that we are bound together in our desire to see the world become a place in which our children can grow free and strong. We are bound together by the task that stands before us and the road that lies ahead. We are bound and we are bound.
There is a feeling like the clenching of a fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist. And though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest.
Shed a little light, oh
Shed a little light, oh Lord,
so that we can see.
oh now,
Just a little light, oh Lord.
the little light, oh Lord,
Wanna set it on up,
let it on,
set it on up, oh Lord.
yeah now,
Wanna walk it on down,
shed a little
shed a
light.
little light, oh Lord. Can't get no light from another day. Don't give me no light from a TV screen.
No, 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 no.
When I open my eyes, I wanna drink my fill from the well on the hill.
Do you know what I mean?
Shed a little light, oh
Shed a
Lord,
little light, oh Lord,
so that we can see.
ah yeah,
Just a little light, oh Lord.
just a little light, oh Lord. Now, now,
Wanna stand it on up,
stand it on up.
stand it on up, oh Lord. Stand on up. Wanna walk it on down,
Shed a little
shed a
light.
little light, oh Lord.
Shed a little light, oh Lord. Yeah, now. There is a feeling like the clenching of a fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist. And though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest.
Oh, let us turn our thoughts today to Martin Luther King and recognize that there are ties between us, all men and women living on the earth, ties of hope and love, of sister and brotherhood.
You can play the game and you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? But one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Well, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about this squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Yes, and show them the way that you feel. I know things are gonna be just fine if you only will. What I'd like to do to you, shower the people
thoughts today to Martin Luther King, and recognize that there are ties between us, all men and women living on the earth, ties of hope and love, of sister and brotherhood, that we are bound together in our desire to see the world become a place in which our children can grow free and strong. We are bound together by the task that stands before us and the road that lies ahead. We are bound and we are bound.
There is a feeling like the clenching of a fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist. And though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest.
Shed a little light, oh Lord.
Shed a little light, oh Lord,
so that we can see.
oh now,
Just a little light, oh Lord.
the little light, oh Lord,
Wanna set it on up,
let it on, oh,
set it on up, oh Lord.
yeah now,
Wanna walk it on down,
shed a little
shed a
light.
little light, oh Lord. Can't get no light from the top of day. Don't give me no light from a TV screen.
No, 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 no.
When I open my eyes, I wanna drink my fill from the well on the hill.
And do you know what I mean?
Shed a little light, oh
Shed a
Lord,
little light, oh Lord,
so that we can see.
ah yeah,
Just a little light, oh Lord.
just a little light, oh Lord, now, now,
Wanna stand it on up,
stand it on up,
stand it on up, oh Lord. Stand it on up. Wanna walk it on down,
shed a little
shed a
light.
little light, oh
Shed a little light, oh Lord, yeah now. There is a feeling like the clenching of a fist. There is a hunger in the center of the chest. There is a passage through the darkness and the mist. And though the body sleeps, the heart will never rest.
Oh, let us turn our thoughts today to Martin Luther King, and recognize that there are ties between us, all men and women living on the earth, ties of hope and love, of sister and brotherhood.
can play the game and you can act out the part, though you know it was. You can play the game and you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing a fool? But one thing can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Well, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about this squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Yes, and show them the way.
Welcome to Sunday celebration. We're going to just get started with some music from Jamie Craig Hudson, and then we'll move into our service. Thank you all.
We lift our hands in praise, Creator of all things, Giver of life and joy divine. We lift our hands in praise. You know how to clap? We lift our voices to you raise, for life and breath so dear. Shout with the rocks and mountains, we'll not grow weary. The evidence is clear, we know that you are always here. Never alone, never to fear. We lift our hands in praise. Creator of all things, Giver of life and joy divine. We lift our hands in praise. Mercy and understanding, grateful hearts pouring out, hands reaching to the sky, love and kindness all about. Packed down and overflowing, might that we don't know how, but give a listen. God is flowing now. We lift our hands in praise. Creator of all things, Giver of life and joy divine. We lift our hands in praise. Creator of all things, Giver of life and joy divine. We lift our hands in our hands in, we lift our hands in praise. Good morning, CSL. I want to welcome you here today. I'm very excited to be able to share with you. These are songs from the universe. They came from either a prayer time or the book, This Thing Called You. I couldn't write fast enough. I did not pen these myself because they were just a download, really, from top to bottom right there during that prayer time. That was supposed to be a 40-day journey that turned into 2 years that my sister, Reverend Jerry Hudson, who's from Seattle CSL, something she established. So I'm very happy to be able to share these things with you today. I had a dream, but it seemed you were bound to stand in my way. Wanted you to move, lost my groove. How did I ever choose to stay? Crossroads are always a test, dear. Gotta think straight to pass through here. All along I've had a song, and nothing's gonna keep it inside me. Oh, not you, I'll tell you true. Know who I am and who guides me. So here I am at the same point, dear, waiting for wisdom. I stand here. Find your voice, make a choice, the one that gets you ahead now. Be wise this time, it's your own dime. You don't have to know all the steps out. Just aim for a star in the distance. Just takes a little persistence. From love you get no resistance. From spirit you get all the assistance you need. Following my dream, and it seems I'm out of my own way now. I'm out of my own way now. Out of my own way. Out of my own way.
Welcome to our Sunday celebration. Let's hear those gongs as a signal for us to get grounded after that beautiful beginning of our service. Thank you so much, Jamie Craig Hudson. Good morning. My name is Jody Davidson. I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here at Columbia CSL Center for Spiritual Living, and I am so happy to be presiding with you today. Before we get started, for those that are either in the room with us or virtually joining, you can feel free to live stream, to share that live stream with those out in the world. Let's spread the message of our love with and for each other. Give you a second to do that. I'm looking around and I see some newcomers or some that have been here before and are rejoining. So thrilled to have everyone. And as we open up our service today, we want to acknowledge that in Howard County, we're on the unceded traditional lands of the Piscataway tribe of the Algonquin. We honor the Piscataway community, their elders, both past and present, as well as future generations. Here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, we continue to advocate for the equity, equality, and justice for all, and that is as well for the full inclusion of African Americans and Blacks. And this is Black History Month, so today we choose to highlight and celebrate the many valuable contributions of African Americans in this country and Blacks in the world at large, and that's despite the disregard that many have faced. We want to acknowledge that. And we bring forward the life-changing contributions in the fields of science, math, business, the arts, athletics, and so much more that our brothers and sisters have brought forward. Their fortitude and effervescence, the joy and beauty that's brought forward, demonstrated by the African American community, brings to life our CSL teaching, Science of Mind, as long as we're willing to know that each of us is a conduit for the divine to express its magnificence in the world. At Columbia CSL, we live the truth of who we are through our identity, our vision, and our mission. Our identity, which you can see on the screen, we're a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Our vision, contributing to a world that works for everyone. And we carry out that vision through our mission. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. And can we, one more time, you did such a good job in the room speaking that, can we do that one more time? We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. And with that in mind, let us set an intention for today and for the coming days ahead. And to do so, you might choose to take a deep breath. Take another one in. And what is that intention that is calling to you? Allow yourself to sink into the feeling of that intention. And this is the place and the time where we can tap into that, to be open to receiving Spirit's guidance throughout our time together and beyond. And we've already had the gift of song. We will, I think, have an opportunity to hear more from Jamie Hudson Craig. I think I said Craig Hudson. I apologize for that. And just to reinforce that singing and listening to music, the vibration of that, I think we all might attest to the fact that that can be extremely healing. And so take in the beautiful music that Jamie is bringing forward. Just a little bit about Jamie. First of all, she's becoming a good friend. Love you. And Jamie is a life coach. Maybe that's something that we have in common. A story coach and an artist extraordinaire, all of the above. And why isn't writer in here? We chatted about that this morning. Jamie is a new member here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, and we are delighted. Yes, can we applaud that? And so we are delighted to experience her songs from the universe. Jamie.
God is not afraid of anything. This is why I walk in faith and raise my voice to sing. There is no fear, there is no doubt, and so it is, so it is. The presence and the power are manifest in me. I am operating in the law of God, and that is why I sing. All I need, I have right now, and so it is, so it is. There's no confusion or fear in this mind, no lack or limitation or doubt of any kind. What I am seeking is rushing to me. All that I desire is coming easily. The love of God is washing over me. This is why I love out loud and raise my voice to sing. I am one with love and the Spirit of truth, and so it is, so it is. I am one with love and the Spirit of truth, and so it is, so it is.
Thank you, Jamie, for your amazing gifts. If this is your first time experiencing Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, you must know, we want you to know that you are welcome here, and we thank you for joining us. We want you to know that no matter who you are or whatever your spiritual path, you are so welcome. We invite you to learn more by visiting our website at columbiacsl.com. You can learn about our spiritual community, you can replay past services, and you can find all kinds of resources chock full. And there you can also find our calendar of events. There's so much going on. And let me share with you just a few of those happenings. We're still in the midst of the season for nonviolence, and we have some wonderful ways for you to engage in creating a peaceful, equitable, and just society for all. In addition to the 64 daily peace practices we've been posting about, you can find those on our Facebook page. We want to thank Rebecca Bell for her powerful workshop, Radical Acceptance. That took place just a few days ago on Friday. On Wednesday, March 2nd, this is a morning event, 7:30, and these are all Eastern time for those that are joining virtually. That might be a good distinction to have. Jamie, our very own Jamie, the musician that we're hearing from today, is offering a half hour of music and meditation called Sit With It. What a wonderful opportunity to support your practice of presence and promoting peace. It does start from within, doesn't it? And Jamie will be offering this on the first and third Wednesday of each month. So I know I'm going to take advantage of some of those. Thank you. I'm also personally really excited to share about a workshop that's coming up with Rev. Rafe Ellis and his life partner, Deborah Ellis. That's happening on March 12th. That's a Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is for any of us who are longing for a greater sense of belonging. If we're wondering why the heck do we even need to speak about and talk about inclusion, this is a talk that will help us to gain access to that greater understanding. And at the end of the day, for us to all know that we are not alone. That's part of what we will have experienced coming forward from that particular workshop. And if you're looking for a Science of Mind class called Power of Decision, this is a course that Eugene Holden, who we're going to hear from today, that's right, woo, Woohoo! All right. And so if you hear the applause, that's because we know that Eugene is a tried and true for us. So power of decision is about mastering the power of decision that will change our lives. Let's do that again. Woohoo! And then we also have Carol Pearson with us today. Carol recently published a book. We're clapping for Carol. Let's do it again. Woohoo! So Carol wrote a book called What Stories Are You Living? And she's going to do a book signing in the back of the room after service. And she and Carol Burbank are going to be running a program, a series called Myth, Mysticism, and Story. And this is going to be on March 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th from 7 to 8:30 p.m., again, Eastern Time. And here Carol will bring forward the science of mind principles along with the 12 archetypes, and we'll gain tools to support the authentic giving of our gifts to the world. There's a lot of that about bringing forward our gifts, and I love the fact that this is connecting with the archetypes. How wonderful. Thank you, Carol. So all of these you can get more information about in our website or on our website. ColumbiaCSL/events is the easiest way to find information about these particular activities and ways that we can come together in community. And if you have any questions, you can also always use our email info@columbiacsl.com as well. So now we're going to engage in our spiritual practice, which all of this is really spiritual practice. So please settle in, center yourself in this moment, this sacred place within where spirit is all there is. We're going to have a contemplative reading by Dr. Lisa Gordon, and then a guided meditation, followed by affirmative prayer by licensed practitioner Rebecca Bell. It's okay.
Good morning. Today's reading is titled Love Enhances. It comes from the Science of Mind magazine daily guides, dated February 6th, 2022, and was written by Reverend Christian Sorensen. The reading starts with 2 quotes. The first quote is by Reese Witherspoon. "There's no bad consequence to loving fully with all your heart. You always gain by giving love." The second quote is by Ernest Holmes from The Voice Celestial, page 183. "Love's essence lies in its own givingness, and naught is whole without this blessedness." Love is the great surrender where, instead of leaving you empty, it fills your soul. Mother Teresa said, "Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier." The universal flame of love consumes fear, melts away the prison bars of apprehension, and sets the soul soaring. No reason is required to become loving. It's just what your heart yearns for, that which it cannot describe, the ineffable touch of love. Love becomes you when you become love. Love graces everything it touches. One of the crazy things about love is it will interpret itself to you only when you love. In the generous giving of love, you go deep into being a receiver of love. Spirit's life force will flow into you, through you, and out into your relationships. Recognizing the divine in those around you lifts the level of your consciousness, making you a love distributor. Every action you take, motivated by the pulse of a fully loving heart, brings the rich blessings of love in amazing ways. Love realizes itself in others and delights in the revelation of the dance of oneness. And today's affirmation, I love fully with all my heart and all my soul.
So I invite us to just take a moment. If you're comfortable, close your eyes, close your eyes. If not, just stare at a point in front of you. And let's breathe. Feeling that divine breath coming into our bodies. And release. And with your in-breath, begin to feel complete emotional and physical wellness. Feel that breath nourishing your body, connecting you to the present, to the presence. Breathe in and know that you are breathing in love. And so now I want us to go deeper into that love. I invite you to feel that love for yourself, this perfect love for yourself, knowing that you're just right. Focus on that feeling of inner peace and love. As you breathe in love. And as you breathe out any tension that may have shown up. And I invite us to a practice of loving kindness. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy, peaceful, and strong. May I give and receive love today. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be healthy, peaceful, and strong. Let's take a moment to breathe that in. And now I invite you to think of and invite the world into that loving kindness meditation. May we all be happy. May we all be safe. May we all be peaceful, healthy, and strong. For that feeling is God. That feeling of love and peace and health and happiness, that is God. God is all there is, and underneath whatever human experiences we are having, emotions we're having around that, underneath it all is love. Love. Breathe that in. We are perfect expressions of love. And what we're doing here today, I know, is celebrating love and celebrating each other. And we're here in community. We're here in community to share our love, to feel our love, to grow our love, so that we can take this love that we are feeling inside, share it with each other, and then make a stand for love in this world, because we are a stand for love in this world. Nothing is stronger than love. And that is so good to know. So we let go of the fear and the tension and the whatever else is causing us to perhaps not see that love is the answer. Love is the answer. And I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for this service. I'm grateful for this service today where we get to be with each other. I'm grateful for this service today where we hear inspiring words and celebrate together and know that as we're taking this celebration out, this matters, this ripples, this moves energy throughout the world. It does. And I'm grateful for that. So I release this word into the law of the love, the law of yes, the law of God that says, yeah, that's what's happening. Love is happening here. And we are more and more conscious of it, more and more aware of it, and more able to share it all the time. So let's release it with these words together. And so it is. Amen. Ashe, aho. And so it is. Wow. I'm just basking in the message and the prayer of love. And I'm so grateful for the sharing by Dr. Lisa Gordon and Rebecca Bell. In community, our practitioners and ministers are wanting to help extend that spiritual practice. And so as you choose to share that truth with the practitioners and our ministers, and also knowing that truth, holding that space for you is the option, and you are most welcome to do so. You can leave a prayer request in the prayer box. It's right in the front of the room. And for virtual viewers, you can email prayer@columbiacsl.com, and we'll hold your truth in prayer throughout the week ahead. And now it's my pleasure to once again introduce somebody who is not a stranger to us in this service, Jamie Hudson Craig.
Love and life sustain me. All in all, I am revived, called into this presence. My guarantee is alive, alive in me, alive in you. The account is never lacking. The promise full without bounds. All love has this backing. Always and forever. Brilliant love and light. God is the guarantee. In darkness there is sight. A light in me, a light in you. Love is never hidden. The promise full without bounds. Love is freely given. When you twist and turn, faith will drive out fear. There is nothing to do. Open your heart to hear. Love and life sustain you. All in all, you are revived, called into this presence. Your guarantee is alive. Your guarantee is alive.
Thank you, Jamie, for another beautiful gift. And now It's my pleasure to introduce our speaker for the day, Eugene Holden, with his message entitled Love and Fear, the Two Wolves. Please help welcome Eugene.
Thank you. Good morning, family.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
How's everybody doing today? Good. Okay, thank you. I'm like, yeah, woohoo! Let me set my timer here because Reggie will get on me if I don't. Good morning, everybody out there in the virtual world and here as well. Oh, that was my chime. God, it is so good to be here once again. It's good to be back in person again, seeing new faces. Thank you so much for your music. It is just amazing, as life is amazing. So one of the things that I talk about is being a human being is a wonderful, wonderful thing. We are created so magnificently. We are created so magnificently with so many different gifts. I mean, it's amazing to me, this thing called life. You know, I was an optician many, many years ago, and going through school, I learned that the cornea, the front of the eye, there are 7 layers to the cornea. It's like, this is just amazing. And the heart beats without us thinking about it. And so we have so many different gifts. And one of the gifts I love to talk about is the gift of choice. The gift of choice. See, a tree cannot choose to be anything else but a tree, which is great. So it says being a tree, you know, and it's taken care of naturally. But we as human beings have that beautiful gift of choice. We have so many gifts. We have the gift of music, the gift of singing. We have the gift of hearing, and we have that gift of choice. And that brings me to today's talk, the two wolves. It's a Cherokee parable, and it goes a little bit like this. An old Cherokee was teaching his young grandson one of life's most important lessons. He told the young boy the following parable. There is a fight going on inside each of us. It is a terrible fight between two wolves, he said. One wolf is evil. He is anger, rage, envy, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, resentment, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The second wolf is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, truth, compassion, and faith. Well, the grandson thought about this for a moment. Then he asked his grandfather, well, with this fight, which wolf wins this fight? The grandfather simply replied, the one you feed. The one you feed. Now, for the sake of the talk, I'm going to substitute evil for fear and good for love. So there is in the book of John, chapter 4, verses 18 through 19, we read this verse that says, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear is tormenting. He who fears is not perfect in love. Interesting, in that line, love is mentioned 3 times, perfect is mentioned twice. Now, I know, people say, Eugene, there's no one can be perfect. And there's no such thing as perfect. Nothing can be perfect. But when we look at the definitions of perfect, I love definitions. I love the dictionary. The definition of perfect is pure, total, complete, absolute, unequivocal. Pure, total, complete, absolute, and unequivocal. So when we talk about perfect love, we are talking about a love that is so absolute that there's nothing else. It's unequivocal. There's nothing else. We are talking about a love that is so pure, a love that is so total, a love that is so complete that it's just, I love unequivocal. That means that there's no doubt. So love doubts nothing. So that's what we're talking about today, right? The choice between fear and love. We can get with this or we can get with that. Old hip hop song from way back. So what I want to say is, let's not, because we have this choice, let's not feed into the fear. Let's not feed into the fear. You know, let's not feed into it because fear comes up. It just does. It just does, right? There's this fear of I'm afraid that I won't get here on time because they have the roadblocks off, right? Blocked off, right? There's all this fear. And so we don't want to feed into it, because if we feed into the fear, and if we're not aware of it, fear will stop us. It will stop us from being who we are here to be. It'll keep us from shining our light. It'll keep people from playing their music the way that they play their music. It'll keep us from being that joy-filled person that we were created to be. Fear is not here to stop us. Fear is for us to walk through. When we walk through fear, that's the definition of courage in action, right? Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Courage is, okay, I'm afraid to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm walking through it. You know, so there's this saying, right? If your vision doesn't scare you, it's not big enough. Oh my God. I have a big vision, right? And when this vision first came to me years ago, I am like, oh, no. I'm not doing that. I'm not that. I know I'm scared to walk into this vision. But here's the thing. When we allow the fear to keep us from living the vision, the fear will push us until the vision pulls. The fear of the vision, the fear will push us, because the vision, it keeps doing this. Hello. And then what happens when we are not, thank you, Spirit. When we are not heeding to the vision, things start to happen in our lives that will have us start turning into the direction of the vision. Sometimes the body temple will start to deteriorate. Sometimes relationships will change, and it may look like a separation or a divorce, or maybe a relationship that's coming together that you never thought that would happen, because that's a part of the vision, right? So when that vision comes up and you feel a little fearful of the vision, know that you're on the right track. Know when you feel, oh no, I don't know about this, know that you're on the right track. Again, fear is not here to stop us. Fear is for us to take a look at whatever is up and then to walk through it. Now, there is a healthy fear, right? Fear is an emotion that allows us to know that there's danger around. Now, way back when mankind had to be afraid of lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Right? Thank you, Jude. Oh my. Right? We had to be, witness. We had to be really cognizant of what was going on around us. Otherwise, we might get eaten. Well, we don't have to worry about that kind of fear now, right? So this fear that comes up, sometimes, I'm not going to ask you to share, but by show of hands, but don't share. But I want you to think about this. How many of us are afraid of speaking up? Because we're afraid. He raised two hands. Because, oh, you're just stretching, I see. Timing was very beautiful. Afraid of showing up because we're afraid of being judged. Now, I tell this story that, many of you know that I've been writing in the Science of Mind magazine. I've been writing for the magazine since 2007 with the affirmations. I started writing the daily guides in 2008. And when I started writing the daily guides, there was a fear that came up. This is a great story, but I won't go through all that story. It's a great story, though. But what I'll get you to this part here where I was afraid to write. Because that little voice said, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to write and touch lives around the world? Who nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Oh my God. That fear had me stuck on stupid. Because it was stupid for me not to go through that fear until I did. Went and got some prayer work. Sidebar real fast, prayer works. Prayer works. Prayer works. So contact a practitioner, write a prayer request, send an email in to prayer@columbiacsl.org.com. Prayer works. That's what I base my life on. Prayer and vision. Right. So we want to continue to walk through this fear. Now, I'm not saying that we should get rid of fear, right? Because some fear is good, but we want to be aware of what's going on here. Let me get to this here. When we allow ourselves to get snagged by fear, we lose our way. We experience regret. We experience envy. We experience resentment, self-pity, arrogance, rage, and a host of other things. Now, here's the thing, right? Fear causes us to lie, not only to others, but especially to ourselves. Check out this lie. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. What kind of BS is that? Belief system, right? What kind of BS is that, right? So we are here to change the belief system. The Buddha said, to live according to the way is not easy or hard, but it is impossible for those who are fearful and lack commitment. But living the way is not easy or hard, but when we are in fear and when we are lacking commitment, it is almost impossible. This is one of the reasons why we want to get past fear. These are some of the effects of fear on the body. Chronic fear weakens our immune system and can cause cardiovascular damage, gastrointestinal problems such as ulcers, and irritable bowel syndrome. Fear can lead to accelerated aging, even premature death. My mother, bless her soul, man. My mother passed away maybe 15, 16 years ago. But my mother was a physical lesson to me of being scared stiff. My mother, to go from here to that chair would take her 2 minutes because she walked like this. Doctor says, I don't know what's wrong with your mother. She's as strong as an ox. There's nothing physically wrong. My mother was afraid of life. And she had been fearful for a long time, to the point where it affected her body. She was scared stiff. Fear can impair memory by damaging certain parts of the brain, like the hippocampus. Fear keeps us from living our best lives. It blocks our light. Fear keeps us stuck. We do not need to feed into the energy of fear. Why? Because we have the choice. Have a blessed day, Rebecca. Fear is not there to stop us. Sometimes when the fear comes up, you get to ask the question, why are you here? What am I to learn? What am I to remember about myself? So instead of choosing fear because we have this great gift of fear, let's choose love. Yes. Hey, what happened to me? All of a sudden you went off. Come back. Please come back. Thank you. Like I need this. In the dialogue of the Savior, you see, there are so many books. Now, when we talk about Christianity and the Bible, there are so many books that are not in the New Testament. It is amazing. There's the Gospel of the Magdalene. There's the Gospel of Judas. There's so many. One of them is the dialogue of the Savior. Judas asked Jesus, How do we find the way? Jesus answered, by developing love and compassion. By developing love and compassion. Love is why we are here. We are here to love. One of the things that I love about, one of my businesses is an organization called Race Talk Revolution Inc. And my co-host Reverend Lane and I do a weekly show. And it's a platform where we bring people together to talk about how do we heal this seeming separation, because that's all it is. We have been miseducated to believe that we're separate. We have been miseducated to believe that, okay, they're better than I am, or I'm better than they are. And here's the thing that I love about this is when we really look at it, folks, everybody wants the same thing. We all want the same thing. We all want great food. Thank you, Tom and Reggie. We had great food last night. We all want to be in joy. We all want to live in comfortable houses. We all want to be loved. We all want to love. We all want to give. We really do. Because we are human beings. We are not human doings. We're not here to do. We are here to be. And this is the definition for me of knowing, right? People say, but I know this. But the only way that we can really know is to be that which is known. Now going back to the tree, I can read all about trees. It doesn't mean that I'm a tree, right? I can know all about trees. It doesn't make me a tree. We want to be. So knowing is being that which is known. So if we want to really know love, you see where I'm going here, right? If we really want to know love, then let's be love. Let's be love. Now, that could cause us that could be, what am I trying to say here? Being love, there it is, thank you, is really, it's about accepting everyone and everything. Uh-oh. How do I accept that person who has committed a heinous crime? How do I accept a person whose political view is different from mine? How do I accept somebody who has tried to keep me down all of my life? How do I accept somebody who has kept me tangled in this marriage that has clipped my wings? How do I accept that? Oh, baby, I choose to love. See, because as the song said, love is the answer. And I want to add, no matter what the question is, love is the answer. So what we want to do is we want to choose love. We want to choose to be love. We want to love so brightly and so much that what love would do in all of the situations that I just said. How can I love someone who does this, that, or the other? When we start to love ourselves and start to accept what's going on, doesn't mean that what's going on is correct or right, but what we are doing is accepting it. And once we accept it, now we are in the place of loving it and loving ourselves through it. Because as we love ourselves through it, now that situation changes. Why? Because we have changed. We are no longer willing to stay in whatever situation that is not in harmony with the vision. Again, love is why we are here. The feelings of love trigger the release of dopamine. Here we go with the drugs. Okay, they're not drugs. Hormones. According to one researcher and mental health educator, Tanya J. Peterson, dopamine is part of our reward center. And when our brain produces dopamine in response to what we do, we feel good and want to do more of whatever it is that's making us feel so mentally healthy. That, in turn, leads to even more dopamine production. And we all want to feel good. Nobody wants to feel bad. So how do we feel good? Love. You have nobody to love? Look in the mirror. Let's start there. My beautiful friend Ricky Byers has a song called Trust Love. Oh, man, beautiful song. And in that line, in this first verse, no one ever loses when one trusts love. Love is something that will never fail. Love is the essence of the spirit that is known by always giving. Love always sees the truth beyond the appearance that we show it. Love judges not, and love renews. Love is a healer. Love loves to love, and it will keep on loving, for that is its holy way. So, trust love. When we feed the wolf called love, when we feed the wolf called love, we experience joy, we experience peace, we experience hope, we experience humility, we experience ourselves, we experience compassion, we experience joy. Man, we read in the Bhagavad Gita, and we hear Krishna say to Arjuna, those who find the way are those who have love and forgiveness in their hearts. So one of the greatest acts that we can give ourselves and others is forgiveness. Forgive to live. When we forgive others, we have set them free. Now, forgiveness doesn't say that whatever the act is okay. Forgiveness, what it does, is not about the other person or the other thing at all. Forgiveness is about ourselves. It's a selfish act, selfish with a capital S. Forgiveness is a selfish act. That's for us. Forgiveness sets us free and lets us let go of the past hurt and resentments. Forgive. And when we forgive ourselves, self-forgiveness is an act of self-love. So we want to love. We want to love. We want to love and love big. And I'm going to close on this. Mark chapter 12, verses 29 through 31. And Yeshua said to him, the Pharisee was asking, what are the greatest commandments? And this is the answer. The first of all the commandments is this: hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord, and you must love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind and with all your might. In other words, love God with everything that you have. This is the first commandment. I love the way this is put. And the second is like unto the first. If this is the first commandment, the second one is just like the first, and that is you must love your neighbor as yourself. In other words, love your neighbor the way you love you. So how much do you love you? So choose love. Fear is going to come up. Great. You get to ask the question in this situation, what would love do? What would love do? So if and when the fear tries to evade your mental space, stop, take a breath, and return to love. Let's pray. Let's pray together. And so I begin this word from a place of gratitude. I begin this word from a place of joy. I stand in this place of love, loving to speak the word, knowing that the word I speak is the word of love, because it is love that has created all that there is. In the beginning, love. And so I stand in recognition, recognizing that there is only one power, one presence, one life. And though it may be called by different names, sometimes it is known as God, sometimes it is known as Allah, sometimes it is known as Krishna or Vudun or Olodumare. I choose to call it love. For love so loved the world that it created everything. And so I recognize that in this moment, this one power, this one presence, this one life from which all things are created is forced, not forced, it is sourced by this beautiful power that I call love. And recognizing that love is all there is, I know that right where I am, God is, love is, peace is. And so as I recognize and acknowledge and accept that right where I am, God is, love is, peace is, I know this truth not only for myself, but I know it for each individualized expressions of the one sitting here at Columbia CSL and out there in the world of who are love streaming today. It is in my awareness of our oneness in God that I speak this word. I know that today we stand boldly in the willingness to choose love. In everything that we do, we have a situation come up, we go, no, I'm going to love myself through this. We have somebody that comes in and they push that button, they get on that last nerve. We go, thank you for bringing that up so that I may love my way through it, so that that is healed. And so we surround not only ourselves in love, we surround our friends, our families, our neighbors, our community. We surround the world in love, sending love to Ukraine, sending love everywhere around the world, because I know that in this moment right here, right now, love is what's being called for today. Love is the answer, no matter what the question is. So for this, and for so much more than my eyes can see, my ears can hear, and these words can ever possibly convey, I am forever grateful and thankful. It is from this space of gratitude and thanksgiving that I now release this word into the beautiful and dynamic activity of love and law. I know that as this word is released into the law with unconditional love has no other choice. It cannot help itself. It must take these words and mold them and blend them and shape them and then send them unto us, not void or empty, but absolutely and completely fulfilled. And so fulfilled, we simply and lovingly allow it to be. Life is good all the time. And lovingly, we accept that this word is complete because it is. And we anchor it by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Wow. Pulled by the vision, feeding love, so powerful. Need to regroup here. Do we get to hear from you again? Okay.
When we think about living in love, what comes to me is what equals, the equal sign is peace.
Peace, be still, calm the storm in me. When I rest in you, I am finally free. Mercy and grace wash over me. I am not afraid, I am meant to be. Peace, be still, I know you so well. I can lay me down when the ocean swells. Anchor me now in the truth, safe and secure, I am tethered to you. Doubt and fear, no, go on and raise their hand, saying, come over here, inhabit this land. Yeah, I won't budge, no more lies I say. I plant my feet and face the day. Peace, be still, I know you so well. I can lay me down when the ocean swells. secure. I am tethered to you. I'll not fear, nothing can come my way that I can stretch out my hand, stand my ground, and say, only peace surrounds right now. I may not see, and I might not know how, but peace, be still. I know you so well. I can lay me down when the ocean swells. Anchor me now in the truth, safe and secure. I am tethered to you. Peace, be still. Peace, be still.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you, thank you. Wow is right. If you want to hear more from Jamie, you can find her at Jamie, Jami Hudson.net. Also Facebook, yeah? And we can hear more from Jamie. And we'll hear more from her here again, too. And now it's time for our conscious giving we have just received. Yes. And now we can contribute to and participate in the law of circulation by giving back. I invite you to invoke feelings of love. Yes, love, gratitude, and abundance, allowing them to fill you and the space around you. And now let's use the power of word and speak our prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe blesses and multiplies this offering, and so it is. Please feel free to place your offering in the basket on the table, and our welcome team will collect them at the end of service. And if you're tuning in virtually, we offer some easy ways to contribute as well. You can make a one-time or a recurring donation through our website, Columbia CSL. And you can also text your donation at 410-498-6175. Again, 410-498-6175. We receive and appreciate all gifts and tithes. Thank you for supporting us so we can remain a vital and thriving center for your spiritual nourishment. And we know that as we give, we receive with abundance and gratitude. Would you please join me as we bless and receive every gift bestowed upon Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Together, we receive these gifts, knowing that they nurture and support our vision of contributing to a world that works for everyone. And so it is. On behalf of our entire community, thank you for being a part of our spiritual family. And we look forward to seeing you again. Join us next week for a virtual-only celebration service with Interim Minister Reverend Dr. Nadine Rogers speaking on Lighten Up with guest musical artist Ranja Singh. Here at Columbia CSL, we believe in the power of affirmative prayer. So feel free to approach a practitioner after service for what we call a 1-minute miracle. Simply let the practitioner know what you would like prayer for, and they will be happy to affirm the spiritual truth of your life and your experience. Eugene, will you join us at the front to close out our service with a benediction? And practitioners, if you can join us in the front as well.
Watch it and stay there. Stay there. Can I have all the practitioners who are practitioners? Come on up. All righty. Woo! Didn't we have a great morning so far? Yeah. And it's just getting started. So what I want to say is this, be still and know that you are the infinite intelligence having a beautiful way. Know that this is the benediction. Know that you are the way that love shows up. Know that you are joy. Know that you are grace. Know that you are absolutely taken care of. Know that you are the way of love. Peace and blessings. Now go out and spread and multiply this consciousness.
Spirit, look upon me. Tell me, what do you see? Is this anger inside me reflecting your love? Does this fear that I'm harboring come from above? Spirit, look upon me. Spirit, lend me your ear. Tell me, what do you hear? Are these words that I'm singing exalting your song? Are these thoughts that I'm thinking creating your home? Spirit, lend me your ear. Help me to see we all want the same thing, to embrace all the love that we are. And it's not about them and it's not about me. It's about being one with the heart. Help me to see we all want the same thing, to embrace all the love that we are. And it's not about them and it's not about me anymore. It's about being one with the heart. Spirit, look upon me. Tell me, what do you see? Am I loving my brother as you would a child? Am I giving to others so much as a smile? Spirit, look upon me. Am I walking the path that you've laid at my feet? Am I hearing the truth that will set the world free? Am I holding the vision of all I'm to be? Yeah. Spirit, look upon me. Oh yeah. Spirit, look upon me. Spirit, look upon me. have to